The time is now. They gon' love me for my ambition. Easy to dream a dream, but what's harder to live?
Yeah. All right, cool. What's up,
That's
y'all?
muted. You just couldn't hear me rapping that whole time.
Yeah. Oh man. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Ambitious Minds, episode number 8 coming at you. That is right.
Yep. Ooh, number 8. Yep.
Man, we get close to 10. We're gonna have to have a party on 10, man.
That's how you know it's serious. Because after 10, it's gonna be 100.
Exactly.
Yep.
No, man. BD, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Good. 9 o'clock, still at the office.
Yep.
I'm unstoppable, baby.
Yep.
Unstoppable. What about you, man?
My office is Emory's Corner. So we're back in Emory Learning Corner, man. But now I'm feeling good, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got a haircut finally, bro.
Yep.
This probably like your first time besides the intro video seeing me without a hat. So yeah, man, I'm geeked today. Me and Cam got a little photo shoot tomorrow, so excited for that. And yeah, man, today is a good day though. Today is a good day. I can't complain at all. I won't complain. So
right on, man. Cool. I love to hear it. Yeah. What are we talking about? What are we talking about today?
Man, I don't know. Like, it's been when I was thinking about like a topic for the day, I was just like, there's so many different angles that we can hit. But I was thinking a lot about, they're trying to lift the mask stuff, right? If you're vaccinated, you don't have to necessarily wear a mask right now, and the social distancing things is changing. But then on top of that, just some conversations I've been having with some of my managers lately is let's dive into like, where's your focus, right? Where's your focus right now? Like, there's a lot of things going on, whether it be in your personal life, whatever's going on in the world. And I think it's important. I think, we got to touch on like, where's your focus, where to put your focus at, man.
Right. Man, what's that quote? Where is it focus or where energy goes? Or no, it's where focus
goes, energy flows, or something like that.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah, man, where focus goes, energy flows. Man, I'll tell you what, I know you mentioned on like the last episode, I think, but this thing right behind me,
yeah,
I mean, that is what kind of keeps me grounded, especially when things get crazy, things get busy. It's like I spent the time to put that together about the things that I knew I wanted to put in focus for I don't know, I would say probably next 2 to 3 years when I make it, and like these are things that are going to be important to me. And every now and then you'll reflect on it, you look at some of those pictures and you're like, okay, some of them I can be like, okay, I either did that or I'm doing that, and then other ones I'm like, oh, I got to put some more focus there again. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny, I'm looking at your board again, I see the $100 bill. Everything lately, I don't know what it is. So like Emery has always been, decent with her numbers, and so like really good with her numbers. She's only 2, and like it started off like, for some reason she started saying like $2 2 minutes, $2 2 minutes. But lately, like, she's been asking me every single day, can I have $100? Can I have $100?
She's getting smart.
Exactly. I'm like, bro, like, you have money in your account. Like, you don't need mine. You probably got more in your account than I have in mine. But I think it was like, it hit home where I'm like, all right, she got to chill. And Cam had to get on me about it because, it's funny when you hear her say it. But then we were at the grocery store. She asked this lady, she's like, can I have $100? And I'm just like, oh boy. And for me, I'm like, once again, I'm not thinking nothing of it, because they're like, why don't I have $100, sweetie? Right? And Cam was like, I really feel bad. Like, what if that lady's really going through something? I'm just like, see, I ain't even thinking about all that.
Yeah, that's funny. I wouldn't have either. And then she's like, "Oh my gosh, sweetheart, do you need like food? Do you like need some?"
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
No, it ain't like that.
So now it's just been like, you can't ask for $100. It's okay. But persistent. I know where her focus is. She's trying to get this bread.
Man, that's funny. I feel like too, around focus, at least I always kind of separate my focuses into 2 different categories, because I have like my work focuses and then I have my personal focuses. Sometimes they sometimes I don't do a very good job of keeping the two separate, but they're there, you know.
Yeah.
Let me, thinking about work in terms of the focus that I have around goals, or what areas do I want to grow in my business? What am I dedicating my time to? Because that does change and it fluctuates. But and then personal, it's like whether it's financial goals, which would kind of go back to work, but
Yeah.
relationship, putting time and effort into my relationship, family, so many different aspects, kind of like what we talked about before too, is continuing to always pour into ourselves.
Yep.
And you have to be intentional about it. Actually, I just started a book. Was it this week or last week? Oh, I think it was over the weekend. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon.
Okay.
Fire. You gotta check it
Fire.
out.
All right.
Yes, you gotta check it out.
Yeah, man. No, what is called? It's funny that you said that because I actually on my drive today, like lately, it's just been all music. Which, by the way, the song I've been listening to lately, is "Fi by Toby. Uh,
Yeah.
it's fire. Um, but I was like, man, I need to get back on my podcast listening. So popped on the podcast. They listened to a little bit of the John Maxwell Leadership podcast, and then listened to some Craig Rochelle. So yeah, man, it's interesting because I used to tell you guys at Planet, like your focus is big, right? And I think the thing about when you're focused, you start to see things differently,
Yep.
right? And so for me, it's always, since I'm so in love with like this leadership thing, right? It's weird to even watch movies now, right? Because you watch movies and you're like, oh, that's a leadership moment. Oh, that's a leadership moment, right? And sometimes you're like, man, I can't enjoy movies anymore. But it's like, it's actually even more enjoyable now because it's like the content is just laid out there for me.
Yep.
When I'm in traffic, like, I know I have this one thing of, I have this whole content series about traffic, right? And the different leadership points that you have in traffic, right? So, prime example, an example of one would be, how when somebody's kind of riding you, right?
Yeah.
And you're scared to get over because you don't know if you're going to be able to get back over, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like sometimes you just got to make a move, right? In the leadership, if you're scared to make a move, right, you might miss out on an opportunity. Like, let that person go past. It's okay.
Right.
It's okay. Maybe it's not your season. Maybe it's not your time. Let that person on pass. And if there's room for you, get back over. So it's just like different stuff like that, man. It's like you said, where your focus goes, your energy flows, and man, like it's been crazy. I've been talking to my managers a lot about their focus.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think it's interesting, man. I know the vision board that I have behind me, this is the second one that I've done. The first one that I did, man, when was it? I know I had it when I lived at Union in Mount
we doing
Pleasant.
that, PF?
Yeah, yeah. But I had one that I did prior to, because I think I just ended up bringing mine in that I'd done already to Planet. Um, Shoot, I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess it would have been right around 2015, 2016, right
Right.
around there. So anyway, doesn't matter. I mean, I had it for a couple of years, and I remember when I was getting ready to move the last time I was looking at it, I was like, man, it's crazy because I've had this vision board for the last 3 or 4 years at that point, and I would say maybe 80% of the things that I had put on there, I'd either done or I had, or like I had accomplished at that point. And I always made sure I put it in a spot that I would look at it every day, even if it wasn't like in depth. I'm not just like sitting there staring at it, but like you'd glance at it, and you pick out different things at different times. But I think there's something to be said about like what it does to your subconscious. And when you're constantly reminding yourself of these things, it does adjust your focus. And to be able to say, after 3 or 4 years, 80% of those items could check off
Yep.
without intentionally going through and checking them off. You know what I mean? Like just organically happening. For me, that's what sold me on the whole vision board stuff. I know some people hear it and they're like, eye roll, like whatever. But to actually, have that experience and actually go through it the one time, I was like, man, this stuff works. Like there's truth behind this.
And I will say this. I think the issue that some people might have with vision boards, because I used to feel the same way. I think you put these dreams and everything um that you just think you should have, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not what you actually want, right? It's just like, oh, I should put a fancy car on it. No, I mean, if you want to, if you want a Ford Focus, put a Ford Focus on it. Like,
Right.
ain't nothing to be ashamed
Exactly.
about. You know what I'm saying? And I think you get into the habit of, I need to put things about, what rich people have or what
Mhm.
most popular people have, and so you fill your stuff with that. And it's like, if that's not your thing, don't put it on there, because
Right.
now there's no focus at all.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, if you do happen to focus on that, you start to live a life that really isn't the life that you want to live. Like, it's just so crazy. And I think that's where the vision board thing gets really confusing, right?
Yeah.
Or people say that they what I'm saying, like, I think the car is a big one, but then even houses, right?
Mm.
Like, man, like, I remember the couple I've done before, it's like these huge houses,
Yeah.
right? I think definitely being married to Cam, like, she's changed my perspective on like how much space I really need. Because like, bro, I'm like, bro, like, I need 5,000 square feet. Like, what do you mean?
Oh, at least.
At least,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And then, like, when I think about where we live now, I'm just like, oh, okay, at 1,200 is decent. Let's double this, okay, double this. And then, to know in my mind, like, I was thinking about quadrupling that. I'm just like, yeah. And then
Right.
of course, Cam rolls it in like, you gonna clean it? And it's just like, you're right.
No, I'm about to hire somebody to clean
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. Um, so yeah, man. No, I think vision boards are important, and if you guys have vision boards, man, share it with us on our page. We would love to post it
Mhm.
on our story, man. Like, share those. Once again, about building this community. Like, we would love to try to help you guys hold accountable to it. I need to do a new one. I haven't done one in a while. Like I said, mine used to just be filled with stuff that I think I needed.
Yeah.
It wasn't stuff that I actually wanted, right? Um, it was
Oh
just stuff
man.
that, what I'm saying, it was stuff that I felt like I needed.
Yeah. No, man. I'll tell you what, like, just looking at my screen right now behind me, I've had this vision board here for about a year now. So I think I did it right around my birthday last year. So it's coming up
Yeah.
next week. So, just quick glancing at it, Alienware for my gamers out there. Like, I'd put that on there. I'd been wanting to build a PC for the longest time, and I built one. I don't know, it was almost a year ago now. So you know what I mean? Like, that could be checked off the list. I got like healthy green eating stuff on there, and I would say the last 6 months, like, I've done so good about actually eating cleaner and sticking to not necessarily a diet, but just being more aware of what I'm putting in my body, type of thing. The big one that stands out to me right now is, I have it in the letters here. This is gonna be so bad. Yeah, right here. Oh, yeah, there. Don't forget to play.
Yeah.
And man, like, I look at that one frequently, to be honest with you, because I think back to, why did I start real estate? Why did I change careers? And although, you know, longevity, there's a lot of reasons, but one of the biggest reasons why was freedom.
Yeah.
Was freedom, and not freedom to say, oh, I don't have to go to work every day, but freedom to know that I can dictate my day, and freedom knowing that, like, I have control over my schedule. I'm kind of on the opposite side right now, where I'm not controlling it enough, and I'm working. I don't have good balance, is what I'm trying to say. But the don't forget to play part is like, man, like, I did this, so I had the freedom to enjoy life, and like, that just is a great reminder for me. It's like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I will leave the office a little bit early today so I can go and do something that I've been wanting to do or get done or whatever,
Yeah.
It's a good reminder. But as you're talking, man, I forgot I did this. I need to pull it back up. Every single year for the last 3 years now,
Okay.
I get on my Google Drive and I make a new Google Doc and I title it, "What am I doing?" every single year. And then what I do is, I think I started it in what is it? It's 2021, right?
Yep.
So I started in
We
2019.
alive. That's all that
Right,
matters.
man. Started in 2019. So I, titled it, "What Am I Doing?" And then I had 19 bullets, numbered out. And I picked 19 things that I was going to be focused on for that year specifically.
Now, why the number 19?
Because it was 2019. So
Okay.
for 2020, no, I didn't explain it. But then for 2020, I did 20.
Okay. All
I
right.
just told myself like each year I was going to continue to keep it going. And
I'm
like,
just like, it's 19 significant.
no, because odd numbers bother me too. So if I had my choice, I would have like gone 18 or 20. Like,
Yeah.
I'm that dude with the TV remote. If the volume's at 7, no, don't do that. It's 8. Multiples of 5 are okay too.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the only time it's okay.
Yeah, 5 is fine, or 6, not 7.
Not 6 is even weird. I think I go. Well, I never had the TV on 2 or 4. I think it's either 5 or 8,
Yep.
and 10 or 12, and then from there you can kind of go up in increments of 2.
Yeah.
Like 2, 4, and 6 are just weird numbers. Well, when it comes to volume, either on your radio,
Oh, yeah.
volume in general. So
Yeah, see, I'm like deaf, so mine are like 20 to like 22.
yep.
22 is my number though. Always for everything. It's weird. Anyway,
Um,
different story for another time. But yeah, no, dude. But anyway, my point is with that list though, the same thing applied to that too. I remember the first year I did it, similar to the vision board, I would reflect on it the previous year when I'm making the other one.
Yeah.
And I would say like on average 70 to 75% of those things I can really say yes. Like I stayed true to that for that year. And I've just done a sense.
Yeah. Hearing you talk about that, there's a lot of freedom and focus.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You stay focused, like, when you're talking about freedom, I was like, man, I can't wait to do an episode on what freedom means, right?
Yeah.
One quote that sticks with me constantly is, oh shoot, how did this slip me already? Oh, discipline equals freedom.
Yep.
And I think when you're focused, both wherever you put your focus, but then when you're focused on something, you actually create more freedom for yourself, right? Because you're staying focused. Like I'm big on trying to be a multitasker, man. I tried to have an office day yesterday, and in the middle of working up something, right, an email will come through. So I would look at the email. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna respond back to that. Then I'll go back to this. It's just like,
Yep.
it's like stay focused. You know what I'm saying? Like if you finish this, right, you can check all the emails you want to, right? That's part of why I hate phones and having multiple pieces of technology, because you get hit on every end, and it's like, okay, cool. If I don't have it on my phone, it's on my Apple Watch, and it's like
I was
it's
gonna
not
say,
Apple
dude,
Watch.
these
Yeah.
are the worst, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to do better. I've been trying to do better not going to sleep in it, because at first I'm like, oh, if it's an emergency, but it's just like, bro, an email comes through, I'm just like, all right,
Yeah,
or I wake myself up and I start responding, and it's like 2:00 in the morning. So,
bro, same. For a minute there, the buzzer, the vibrator part in my phone went out, so I wasn't getting notifications. So I either had to leave my phone on loud or I just miss it. So when I got my Apple Watch, it was a lifesaver, because I was like, I just get the notification on my watch now, so I get it. So I always have it on, and it's the biggest distraction because you just get in the habit. It's like you feel it go off, and then I won't even be wearing it, and then I'll feel like I felt it go off, and I'm over here looking at my empty wrist, like, man,
your nerves are just used to it.
Dude,
But yeah, man, no. So like I mentioned at the beginning, I've been talking to my managers a lot about focus, because we've been getting our butt whooped. I'll just keep it 100 with you, but we've been getting our butt whooped, right? I had that long stretch where I was working in the stores, but staffing is hard to find. Which, by the way, if you're looking for a job right now, you're in the Michigan area, Metro Detroit area, Mount Pleasant, Portage, Michigan. If you're looking for a job, come holler at us at Smoothie King. Look for some good shift leaders, man. So, small little plug, but I was talking to a couple managers, and they were just like, man, Harris, I'm tired. And they were just getting frustrated. I said, okay, cool. I said, what are you learning? And they were like, what? And I'm just like, what are you learning? I said, I've learned that when I'm like working a lot or like I'm really tired, really stressed, one, I think it became a spiritual practice for me because I started to ask God, like, what are you trying to teach me?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But that's something I try to focus on. Like, what am I learning? Right? What am I getting out of this? Because if you're gonna be tired, right? If you in pain, get something out of it. I think Eric Thomas, I think that's where I kind of got that from because he used to talk about, he was like, if you're gonna cry, cry, but get something from it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like don't go through it, right? And I think it all goes back to where's your focus, right?
Yeah.
If your focus just on, oh, I gotta get up, I gotta work again, somebody called off, or oh, I gotta stay later because it's extra busy, whatever the case might be. Like, where's your focus?
Yeah.
Right? Is the focus on the light at the end of the tunnel? Is the focus on, man, my people are becoming better because of it? And so what I've been doing lately is, asking them, what are you grateful for? And I said, make that your focus today. I said, you are gonna get a guess that that's gonna make you upset, right? Make you want to throw a smoothie out the window. I get that. I mean, it happens, right? Um, but at the same time, just like focus on those things that you said that you were grateful for, that you're looking forward to. Like, focus on those things,
Right.
right? Like right now, like, man, like my focus has been one, um, continue to focus on why I'm here, why I'm actually here, right? Which is to get me closer to being a full-time entrepreneur, right?
Mhm.
And doing my own thing and doing a leadership consultant. But then there's also some smaller things, man. Like, a lot of my times my focus is getting home, getting
Yeah.
home to Emery and Cam. And it's just like, okay, cool. Like, I can't let this ruin my day because if I go home and I'm in a bad mood, right? Now that ruins that time too,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. And what's your opinion on um, the people that say money is their biggest motivator? I've heard arguments go both ways. I think it was like Gary V basically says something along the lines of, if money is your motivator, that's fine. Like, there's been a lot of entrepreneurs that's been the motivator and they've been successful because of it,
Mhm.
successful monetarily. But and then you hear other people saying they were like, it has to be deeper, it has to be more than money to really be a motivator. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it just depends on where your focus is,
Yeah.
right? So if your focus is on buying things, right? Like I have a few employees now that their biggest thing is I want to buy a house or I want to buy a car. And so the thing is just getting as much money as they can to do that, right? Um, I don't I was gonna say I don't think anything's wrong with it. I don't know if that's you. Okay, I put it that way. If that's you and that's your style, that's fine. I think the issue with it is, who are you impacting? You know, I think when you focus just on the money, it becomes very selfish unless you're one of those people that the focus is money, but the focus is to give it away, which just sounds weird because I don't know too many people that focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, they focus more so on how can I give or be a service to others, and when the money comes, they show that through giving those things.
Right.
Um, but you know what I found interesting though is people that say like they bought this money. It's just very interesting because they're not,
Right.
right? Because those are the people that don't show up to work or do the job halfway, right? And it's just like, I thought you were about your money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you about your money, like you should be giving the best customer service. You should be here 5 minutes early, staying 5 minutes late, right? But you're the person as soon as it's time to clock out, you had to clock out
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? I think the thing is, money looks nice, and I think we like having money, right? Um, but I think we like having it just to know that we have it, where it's like it's pointless. Um, you know, I think having it is only good if you have a plan for it,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's investing in your future, or whether it's saving up for retirement, whatever the case may be. Um, don't just like having money just to have it.
Right.
That's just my opinion. I don't find the purpose in that. But
Yeah.
yeah, what's your thought on it, man?
No, I mean, I agree with you. I've always looked at money more as a tool than anything. I
Mhm.
think you have a vision for what you'd like life to look like. I know for me, for example, uh, financial freedom, and I know you hear it everywhere, but what it truly means to not have to stress about an upcoming bill.
Mhm.
That to me, like, is important. Like, that's a motivator for me. And being able to travel, and money is a tool that allows me to then do those things. And that's how I look at it. It's not so much about how much I make, but am I able to do the things that I want to do that oftentimes require money? Um, if that makes sense. Like, I took a trip to North Carolina, Tennessee recently. Put those pictures and stuff on Instagram, and it's like I didn't necessarily care about how much money it cost me to go on the trip. The money wasn't like that wasn't my thought process. The thought process was I have this tool now that's allowing me to finally travel and do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I don't know.
Well, yeah, no, it's interesting because as you were talking about that, it made me just think of, I don't think money is necessarily the issue. I think it's people's behaviors,
I agree.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like the issue is, if you constantly are focused on getting more money, evidently you're not, in my opinion, you may not be using your money correctly. You're not stewarding it well,
Mhm.
right? Because I mean, you can't. I don't want to say you can't have it all, because you can if you work hard for it. But sometimes I remember this one quote that said, um, "More money doesn't change your poverty mindset."
Truth.
You know what I'm saying?
Truth.
Poverty doesn't mean being broke. Poverty just means you don't know how to steward your money correctly.
Yep.
Right. So when you get money and you get money and you bought your money, right, you get money to spend it on stuff that either doesn't have value or is going to depreciate really quickly.
Yep.
Right. So getting the newest whip. Now I'm not gonna lie, man. One of my dream cars is a G-Wagon, right? And I
Yep.
know the moment I pull that boy off the lot, it's gonna depreciate, right? Um, and I don't think there's anything with one of those certain things, right? But if you're constantly having to go back to the focus being money and you never get off of that focus, I think it's more of a behavioral thing than a, man, like, I'm using this money as a tool or a resource, like you were talking about. I don't know, like I said, that just popped in my head. I think, like I said, there's nothing wrong with money.
Right.
Money is can be good, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's just your behavior with your money that's important, and how you focus your behavior around money, and not necessarily your focus just being on having money.
Right. No, I agree with you, man. I think there's something to be said when you look at some of the wealthiest people in the world and the way that they dress, the way that they act, the car that they drive,
Mhm.
um, does not reflect what their net worth actually is.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that you can't have those things, because I like to have nice things.
Mhm.
I would say, like, I'm a little materialistic at times. Like,
Yeah.
I like to have nice things, and there's nothing wrong with that either. But my point is like, we
Hold on, this is the example. This is the example. You actually go buy Versace Eros, the $70 bottle. I go to the fragrance bar in the middle of the mall and get the oil.
bro, once you start using Versace, you can't go back, man.
That's the difference.
Oh, you know what's funny, man? The last vision board I had, the Versace logo was in the very center of it. And that's why I started using it too, and just haven't gone back. But no, I think it's interesting though. Yeah, I think
I'm
you're
sorry,
right.
I cut you off. You were saying something though. You don't
Oh,
remember,
no,
do
I
you?
just think there's something to be said about that, and just the way that you, like you said, that you steward your money, and how do you use it. I mean, this could go down a different route. Are you investing your money? Are you allowing your money to work for you, or are you working for your money?
Well, we'll have to do a money one. So I know we have a special guest lined up for that one
Mhm.
as well. So we'll have to do that one soon, man. Because um, shoot, that's
And
that's
it's hot right now, man. I mean, especially, it's in headlines everywhere. Dogecoin, Bitcoin, everything, investing, looking at the markets. And uh, if you're not aware of like what those things are, there's a huge opportunity. Well, there's a huge opportunity for you in terms of, allowing your money to work for you. The way that I look at it, at least, is interest rates in a savings account is basically zero. You're the bank is basically holding your money and you're getting nothing for it.
What you mean? I just saw I had $500. Now I said $500.02.
Bro, I was gonna say, if you got something, I need to know what you're on if you actually got something from it, man. Because I'm like, yeah, I got $500.01 normally is what it looks like for me. But yeah, man. So it's like you have that option versus obviously any investment brings risk. There's always going to be risk involved with investment. Or I could invest in the stock market, even put it in like a ETF and hold it long term. And some of these ETFs have a 10% increase in the last 5 years, each year. So you think about that. I mean, to give you like a real world example, if you put $1,000 in one of these accounts, actually you don't need math, 10% of $1,000,
I was like, where are you going with this?
I know. Well, you're getting $100 added each year that you keep it in there. It's like, yeah, it's an investment. It's not as liquid as keeping it in the bank, but you're gaining $100 on this investment per year on average versus it sitting in your savings account with nothing. And if you need to pull money from it, you can. So it's like that's just a very simple one, but there's opportunities like that out there that I don't know if enough people have taken the time to understand fully what it is. I didn't.
Me either, bro. I still be keeping money in shoe boxes, so
Well,
I am very old school when it comes. I like my cash. I like it in my pocket or in a shoebox. So
I get it, man.
that's how I am. But no, man. I guess let's kind of wrap up with what are a couple ways that you tend to find helps you keep your focus? I know you kind of talked about some of them a little bit, but what would you say if somebody asks you, how do you stay focused, or what's your major focuses right now? What would you say?
To answer the first question with how do I stay focused, I would just say it comes with being self-aware of how you're feeling. Like I texted you today, I was like, bro, I'm tired, man. Yeah, I gotta make sure I'm taking a day off during the weekends from now on. Being able to recognize that and then doing it. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure I said this in the last episode too, and here I am again saying it again. So that tells you I'm not doing it, and I'm still freaking tired. So
It's only been a week.
Man, true. Yeah. But no, the point is, having self-awareness around that I think is important for one. And then for the second part of your question, what am I focused on right now? Consistency. I'm focused on right now, professionally at least. Like I had a really strong, busy month for May. I'm gonna have a really good, strong, busy beginning of June. But that's all I have lined up right now. And it's because I wasn't being consistent. I mean, I was staying up with my stuff and what I needed to do for a minute, and then work reflected that. And then you start to fall off, you get wrapped up in other things and the maintaining side, and you're not doing what you're doing before. And now you're not generating, business for the next round, the next month. So consistency, man, that's been a huge focus, and just, staying up with all that. But what about you, man?
I think for me, it's the perspective. Perspective is how I keep my focus. I'm big on, a lot of people say, life could always be worse. I agree with that, and I think I might have mentioned this before, but I had somebody tell me another way to look at it is people will pray to have the problems that you have, right? So people, even when I get stressed out sometimes, or getting my feelings about certain things I'm doing with my managers, because I'm just like, it's frustrating, right? I have to remind myself, like, somebody would pray to even have a job where this was their issue right now, right? Versus going bankrupt. It's a minor issue that just helps me get back into a focus of, okay, this is not that bad, right? You know how to handle this, or if you don't, you know where you can go to find a solution. But I think also just having a heart full of gratefulness is interesting. The Bible app today, it it was talking about, just being thankful, right? And something that I just try to make sure that I thank God for the small things, even like, man, thank you for letting my visit go good today. Thank you for letting that conversation go good today. Whatever the case may be, I think just constantly being grateful and thankful helps me just stay in a positive mood. Because now, when I walk into buildings and stuff, like, I don't let things bother me. And when I see some of my managers or, the other team members, and, somebody get upset at a drive through, I'm just like, you really gonna ruin your day over a smoothie. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it. So I think that's the biggest way I've kept my focus is just watching my perspective, make sure that my perspective isn't poisoned with just, random stupid stuff. So I think that's how I keep it. The second part of the question, what am I focusing on right now? Very similar to yours, but mine is discipline. Just staying disciplined to the things that one is going to help me do better at my job currently. But then trying to look at other disciplines too, man. I think going into this year, that was my word of the year was discipline. And it was focused around faith, health, family, and then future. And just trying to be intentional and be disciplined around those things. And sometimes I know discipline sounds like a to-do list, and sometimes it does start off that way, but I just want to become more disciplined in a lot of areas. So that's been my thing lately. And like I said, this week has been a catch-up week. So being a catch-up week has allowed me to kind of fall back into some of those disciplines, and now just got to be consistent with it and keep it going. So
Yeah, man. I saw a video today, and the reason, when we first got on the call and, when we started the video and everything, he asked me, how am I doing? And I said, I'm unstoppable,
yeah.
And I watched this video this week. I forget who it was by, man. I'll have to go back and find it. But basically, it was saying that the two words that have the most power in all of human history are the words "I am." It's like not I will or I could be. He's like nothing like that. But you want to speak in the present tense, and it's "I am." And he's like, whatever you put under, after that is up to you. He's like, I'll tell you right now. Whenever somebody asks me how am I doing, I say I'm unbelievable. And it's like just talking about your perspective,
Yeah.
and like that's really something I've started to try and be more aware of is, a lot of you hear people say like, I'll live in the dream, sarcasm, or, happy to be alive, something like that. And it's like, what does that do to you? What mental state does that leave you in? But yeah, the words I am, think about affirmations and the power of that, like, man, it's real. Perspective is huge, man. So
Definitely. Hey y'all, if you're listening, thank y'all for joining us. Two, if you enjoyed this conversation today, please subscribe, share with a friend, share with a family member, man. If you feel like their focus is kind of out of whack, I know we touched on some other topics too today, but share this. I think this is the biggest thing as we continue to create our tribe and our community here on this. Create your own, even if it starts with our podcast. Create your own and build that community, build that tribe for yourself. But then two, let us know what your focus is, right? Like I said, part of being a community and a tribe is keeping each other accountable. And, me and Brad, we have a lot going on too, but man, we love to connect with people. That's part of the reason why starting this. We got some things in the pipeline that we want to do that allows us to, do face-to-face things and meet together in groups, but share those things. Where's your focus? Right. And man, let's dive in together. Let's focus more together and accomplish a lot more than we ever think we could or thought we could, because we're being focused and we're doing it together. So you want to wrap us up, B?
Cool, man. Sounds good. Let's do it. Hey, no, and for real, like the vision board stuff, man. Like when we upload this, tag us in those. I'll get mine up there. I'll grab a photo and we'll get those rolling. For those of you that haven't, break out some old magazines. I know they're lying around somewhere. Cut them. Something.
That's what I'm gonna start doing this weekend. I'm going to make sure I put together one this weekend.
There we go. I love it. But cool, y'all. Thanks for listening. Everything Era said, subscribe, like, comment, man, do the thing. You know what to do wherever the buttons are for where you're watching. And we'll see you next week, episode 8.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Ambition is priceless. It's something that's in your veins. And I put that on my name. They gon' love me for my ambition.